You're watching motocross on the sports channel. That's no, I don't think so. You're watching the best of American motocross on Ultra Sport.
It'll make sense.
As we join the AMA Nationals, it's make or break for Ward and Stanton. It's the final 250 moto of the season, and it'll be decided today on Ultra.
From Troy, Ohio, it's the voice in racing, Scott USA, Dunlop Tire, Wazoo Radio, 250 and 125 National Motocross Championship. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Huffman. With 11,000 fans here today at Troy, Ohio, turning out for the showdown between Jeff Ward and Jeff Stanton, and a battle between Jean-Michel Bayle and Guy Cooper in the 125 class. It is a hot and humid day. Guy Cooper looking good, second to Bayle going into this race. How do you see today's racing? We asked him earlier.
It's really going to be a three-way battle. With Bayle pulling off a lot of wins at the beginning and stretching out a big lead, everyone was talking Bayle this and Bayle that. But I've pulled into with 9 points of him, and Kudrowski is only 2 races or 1 race behind 2 motos. And Kudrowski's strong throughout the whole year. Every race he's good at. So we can't really count him out. I know the big battle is between me and Bayle in the front-running place, but it's really going to be a three-way battle all the way to the end. And I feel like the hot weather, the 90-plus degree weather, is going to be beneficiary to me and not so good on Bayle because he seems to fade towards the end of the hot weather.
In the Honda camp, Bayle admitted he had problems the previous week.
Yeah, I make a mistake last week. I have 2 bad starts, and I was very fast in the first moto, but in the second moto, when I come back, I crash and crash very hard. So I finished 7th. It's a bad day, but you know, 125 is very long, so everybody can make a mistake and make mine last week. I hope to do not more, and so what I have to do is try to ride more fast as I can and try to win.
The 125 National Championship on the line now, the second moto, and here we go. Down that long straightaway, there is Cooper in the middle of the fray, but it is a Kawasaki in front. They go into the sweeping left-hander, and now it looks like Jeff Emig, number 36 on the Kawasaki of Grand Terrace, California. That's a Pro-Am rider. He is a Pro-Am rider signed by Roy Turner last year for Team Kawasaki, a teenager. Emig in front. Yes, it is Emig moving out in front early in the moto. And who is following him? Well, it looks like Buddy Antunez of Ontario, California, on the Suzuki, the Pro-Am ride on the Suzuki. There is Bayle, who's running about 5th or 6th at this spot, and Cooper is behind him. 30 minutes plus 2 laps, the second 125 moto. Power Sports Video bringing you exciting motocross action. Yes, Antunez, number 60, is running in second, and number 20, Matasevich, the Chicken Man, running in third. Jeff Emig, who is a teenager from Grand Terrace, California. I don't even know where that is. On the factory Kawasaki, the KX125 in front. Antunez, who like Emig, has never won a moto, in second. Then Matasevich, who has, in third. Now they change, and Kudrowski goes into 4th, Bayle into 5th, but there is a swapping around up in front. There's Cooper running about 7th at this point. Guy Cooper, who is 9 points behind Bayle going into today's race. Some changing going around. Let's watch them as they come by. Emig, number 36, was leading. Antunez was in second. That has changed, ladies and gentlemen. That is Emig, and that is Matasevich in second. And there is Antonez running about fourth. And Bale is in fifth. And Talon Volan behind him, and then there's Cooper. Cooper is unofficially eighth at this point. So the battle between Bale and Cooper is not yet shaping up in this second and final 125 moto. Instead, it is this young man, Matasevich, followed by Kedrowski, followed by Bale. Oh, check your program. The players are changing around. Well, Cooper said earlier, the fast guys today are Matasevich and Kedrowski. And there's Cooper running behind Talon Volan, number 80. And he's got to move up if he's going to do battle with Bale and try to pick up those very important points for the national championship. Number 20 just went by our camera a moment ago. That's Matasevich, and that's number 1, Kedrowski in second, and then Bale, the Frenchman, sitting in third. The race is on. The battle between Honda and Kawasaki and Suzuki, but Suzuki not yet a factor in this moto. It is Kawasaki, Honda, Honda. Matasevich and Kedrowski, former teammates and very close friends on the Kawasaki team, now finding themselves on Kawasaki and Honda, respectively. And there is Cooper still trying to move up. He's running about fifth spot now behind Volan. Your leader, number 20, the Chicken Man, the subject of a moto video just released recently. I'm no chicken, and he ain't, let me tell you that. Matasevich got the nickname Chicken because he chased a chicken to death when he was 4 years old. There was a chicken at the next door neighbors, and somebody yelled at his young 4-year-old Matasevich, go chase it, and he did, and the chicken dropped dead of a heart attack. Hence the name the Chicken. But he is not a chicken. Matasevich in front, Kedrowski second, Bale, a very intelligent rider, third, and there goes Bale by. Kedrowski had some kind of a problem in the whoops, possibly got the transmission knocked out of gear, and Bale slipped by him. And so now it is Matasevich in front and Bale in seconds. And Kedrowski, number 1, is sitting in third. The heat may be a factor with Kedrowski there. He seemed to wobble a little bit going through the whoops, and suddenly he slowed appreciably, and Bale slipped by him. Matasevich extremely strong. About as tall as Bale. Here comes Bale. There's number 22 with Bale. There's a lapped rider between them. And there's Kedrowski now. Seems to get back on form. And he's back in third. And Cooper is still running about fifth behind Volan. Well, Kedrowski is making a play for Bale, his teammate on the Honda factory team. But they've got to catch this guy, and make no mistake about it, the Chicken Man is on the gas and riding a flawless race. Going for a $10,000 overall purse. The winner takes home about $880, the overall winner today. But more importantly, the points for the championship. This is 7 out of 13 rounds. This is round 7 here at Troy, Ohio. Larry Huffman on the microphone. Exciting motocross action. Young gladiators on steeds of steel on a hot and very muggy day at Troy, Central Ohio, July. And here is the young man who's leading, number 20, Jeff Matasevich. Now, Kedrowski has gone by Bale. Bale is about as tough to pass as the Israeli army, but he somehow let Kedrowski by, and Kedrowski now is going after Matasevich. Now, Bale's strategy might be to wait, and he's in front of Cooper, so he'll protect that lead, and he doesn't have to worry about being taken out by his teammate. And Kedrowski can be a little wild sometimes. He put Bale into the hay bales a couple of weeks ago at another national. So Bale is sitting in third spot and watching behind him for Cooper, who is running at this point in fifth. Matasevich on the Kawasaki in front, Kedrowski on the Honda in second, and Bale on the Honda in third. And Kudrowski is reeling in Matasevich. There they are, right there, through the trees here in Troy, Ohio. Mike Kudrowski, 21 years old, born and raised in Canyon Country, California, the outskirts of Los Angeles at the edge of the Mojave Desert. And look at him come right up behind the waning moments of this 125 moto, and Kudrowski goes to the inside. No, Matasevich slams the door right in his face. Says, "You're not going by." The crowd cheering him on. They are side by side in the air, 15 feet in the air. Kudrowski on the inside, Matasevich on the outside. Kawasaki versus Honda. Neither one of these riders are battling for the overall lead, though that honor goes to Bale and Cooper, running first and second respectively going into this round. Round 7 of the AMA National Motocross Championship 125 class. Now, Kudrowski goes by. Yes, no. He goes to the outside. Matasevich on the inside. Matasevich goes back in front for just a brief fleeting moment. Matasevich let Kudrowski by. But Jeff, the Chicken Man, is holding off Mike Kudrowski as they head for the checkered here at Troy, Ohio. A $10,000 overall purse in the 125 class alone. The dust becoming more and more of a factor here today. Kudrowski to the inside. Matasevich says, "Nope, you ain't going by." Bale is third, and Cooper has worked up to fourth. And there's the checkered flag. A tough battle for both of these young gladiators. Bale went by a moment ago, and here is Cooper in fourth. So Matasevich held off. Kudrowski did an incredible job. There he goes with his mechanic back to the pits. And they will go to the next round. Bale third, Guy Cooper fourth. A tough battle.
The final race of the 250 season is coming up in part 3.
Hi, this is Jeff Stanton, 250 Supercross, 250 National Champion. You're watching the best of American motocross on Ultrasport.
Ultras.
And final moto to determine the championship. Remember, Stanton has a 12-point lead over Ward going into this moto. And it's virtually impossible for Jeff Ward to take the National 250 title. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Down that long green straightaway, and it is Stanton in front on the Honda. Doug Duboc, number 7, went around on the outside, but it was Stanton in front. And let's see what happens. The first lap of 30 minutes plus 2 laps. Number 17, Larry Ward on the Suzuki, the Pro-Am Suzuki, moving up in second. There's Wardy, number 3, Jeff Ward, running in about 6th or 7th spot. Stanton in control. Look at the lead he's got early in the race. There's number 17. That's Larry Ward, Society Hill, South Carolina, 20 years old, in second. Wait a minute. Stanton's got a problem into the hay bale, and there goes number 17, Ward, by. So here's a shocker. Larry Ward, 20 years old. Let's see what happened. Look at the replay. Stanton runs into a hay bale, slams the CR Honda into a hay bale, and that's it. He's trying to get out of it, and Ward goes by, and that's it for Stanton. Ward has taken the lead. Larry Ward, now that's very important you understand that. Larry Ward, no relationship to Jeff Ward, number 17 of Snohomish, Washington, is out in front. Now living in Everett, Washington, 20 years old. And he is on the gas in front with Stanton now coming up past a lap rider in second spot. And Bradshaw has crashed. Damon Bradshaw has crashed, and crashed hard. They're working on Bradshaw. They have called for a helicopter to evacuate Bradshaw. He's hurt. Team Yamaha's Damon Bradshaw, out of Charlotte, North Carolina, just turned 18. And they're calling for a helicopter to air-evac him to a hospital. So it is Larry Ward in front, number 17. Now living in Society Hill, South Carolina. Born in Everett, Washington. He's got 2 homes, actually, one in Snohomish, Washington, and Society Hill, South Carolina. Can't get much different than that. 2 opposite ends of the country. Stanton, I don't know what happened to Stanton. He suddenly found himself in a embarrassing situation with some hay bales and let Larry Ward go by. And so Larry Ward is out in front. Second and final moto. And here is Wardy now pushing Stanton. Jeff Ward pushing Stanton. I think if I were Stanton, I would let him by. I would not try to battle Wardy because he has the championship virtually wrapped up. And you can bet that Dave Arnold, the Honda team manager, will be telling Stanton that if he doesn't remember it. Stanton number 1 and 2nd, Wardy number 3 and 3rd, and Wardy's trying to go by, and Stanton lets him. And that's an intelligent move by Jeff Stanton. He is no dummy. Wardy cannot win the championship as long as Stanton finishes respectively in this moto. So Wardy now is going after Larry Ward. Let's look back at the pass when Ward passed Stanton. These guys will get physical. They can tangle it up and run into each other as long as it's not blatant. Woo, Stanton lands on that front wheel kind of hard. And Wardy, remember, he took a handlebar in the stomach, in the lower abdomen in the first moto when he crashed. They put ice packs on it between motos, and Wardy is not 100%, but he is certainly going faster than Stanton at this point in the moto, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, Larry Ward in front, number 17. And here comes Jeff in second, and Stanton in third. Larry Huffman on the microphone here at Troy, Ohio. In the Boyson Racing, Scott, USA, Dunlop, Wazoo Radio 250 National Motocross, the final 250 moto of the year. Temperature in the approaching 90 degrees, high humidity, and the dust now coming up. Now Ward is reeling in Larry Ward. Larry Ward, 20 years old, born in Everett, Washington, April 19, 1970. Whoa, whoa, whoa! He's getting a little crazy. The feet off the pegs, and Ward goes by him. Jeff goes by him on the inside. You can tell when a rider is being pressured, he starts making mistakes, and that's exactly what happened with young Larry Ward. The feet came flying off the foot pegs, and Ward went by him on the inside. So Jeff Ward is out in front, but the championship will not be his this year. He's won it before. He's held the national title before. Jeff Ward, 5'8". That might be stretching a little bit, no pun intended. He weighs 160 pounds, and he squats 350 pounds. He's got thighs of iron. A very physically fit rider. 29 years old, born in Glasgow, Scotland. Last year, he became the first rider in AMA history to win all 4 motocross championships by winning the '89 AMA 500cc National Championship. He won the Supercross title in 1985 and '87, the 250 Motocross Championship in '85, and 125 National Motocross Championship in 1984. And Jeff is a 6-time member of the Motocross the Nations team, including the 1989 championship winning team. White flag out at a rather anticlimactic race. The blue flag to warn the riders that they are about to be lapped, to move over and let them go by. So Jeff Ward is on his way to victory here today, but not the championship which he so desperately wanted. The crowd loves him, though. Wardy's not a flamboyant rider. He won't even wave to the fans unless he knows he's way out in front. He can do it without any danger of crashing. Jeff Ward wins the battle, but Stanton wins the war, and Larry Ward gets second in this second moto, at least at this point. Jeff Ward on his way to victory here at Troy, Ohio, but as we said, not winning the national championship, which is what he wanted to do. There he is, waving to the fans. He'll take his hand off the bars and wave at him if he knows he's way out in front. There's no chance to crash or be passed. Final lap. The second and final 250 moto of the year here in Troy, Ohio, Central Ohio. And Jeff Ward takes the checkered flag, or just about to take the checkered flag, with Larry Ward sitting at a very respectable distance back in second spot. Wardy's cruising toward the checkered flag. And there it is, and Wardy takes it. And Larry Ward takes second, and Stanton comes across the line, notching his second National 250 championship. A nice finish for Jeff Stanton. Didn't take the battle, but he won the war. Larocco is fourth, and Johnny O'Mara's fifth. Let's go to the pits now, the Honda pits, and find out how Jeff Stanton feels.
Feels great. Winning them back-to-back, winning 2 this year. Just looking forward to adding on one more, the 500. It's not going to be easy, but kind of feel that I'm the underdog in that because Wardy's going to be carrying that #1 plate. So looking forward to the 500s now. I want to win 3 in a row bad.
How important is it for you to win the 500?
It's important. Nobody's ever won all 3 championships in 1 year, and it'd be a hell of a task. And I think.
Room into Washington State.
It may look like New England. It's not. It's the Pacific Northwest and the AMA National Motocross Championships at Washougal, Washington. Just a stone's throw from the beautiful Columbia River. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Huffman reporting from Washougal, Washington for Power Sports Video and round 8 of the AMA 125 National Championship and the first round in the very important and highly prized by the factory's 500 National Championship. And the top riders are out today on a beautiful but very warm day here at Washougal, Washington. How warm is it? Well, these young ladies are turning out for the Bikini Contest, hosted by, and you can see him right there, the chicken man, Jeff Matasevich, which is something like putting the fox in the hen house. And there are some very pretty hens out here today. An exciting day of racing. Again, round 8 of the 125 championship and round 1 of the 500s. Let's go to Matasevich and see what it takes to win today.
Pretty good. The track's in really good condition. It's really fast. A lot of the top 125 riders are going about the same speed in practice, it seems like. And I think the key is going to be who's got the faster bike. I think the faster bike's really going to help. There's some really big uphills where horsepower counts a lot. So I think horsepower is going to play a big key out there today.
Underway, 125cc two-wheel projectiles down the long straightaway. The right-hand turn, nobody down. They slam into the hay bales, but it is a Suzuki out front, Denny Stevenson. It's Denny Stevenson in front, Buddy Antonez running second. That is Ward, Chad Peterson, Larocco, Boland, Matasevich, Smith, and Cooper. Cooper running about 8th spot at this point. I got a feeling this is going to be an interesting moto. Stevenson, who had the whole shot in the first moto, out in front now on a Suzuki. Denny Stevenson. But Buddy Antonez is number 60. He's out of Ontario, California. A Pro-Am support ride running in second spot. And there they fly. And the eyes of this crowd are on Cooper, and they know with Bale out, Cooper has a chance now to move firmly in the lead, but the question is, can he get a good, can he move up? He got a bad start. Cooper running about 8 now. Can he move up and pass 7 of the riders and take over the lead? Stevenson in front. Denny Stevenson, number 27. There he is, and there's a battle for second. Oh, down. I believe that is Ward. I could not see, but it looks like Ward may have gone down. The same place that Bale crashed. There is Stevenson in front. It looks like Buddy Antonez. Yes, Antonez. Oh, and Stevenson is down. Holy Toledo, what a tough break. The front wheel just washed out. Antonez was 2 or 3 bike lengths behind him, and Stevenson went down. So Buddy Antonez of Ontario, California, has taken over the lead, number 60. And he's being pressured now by number 10, and that is Mike Larocco. Suzuki 1 and 2. The Suzuki officials last year said, what are we going to do about a team and about supporting the riders? They decided to open up the Suzuki checkbook, and they put a tremendous amount of money out in contingency. The factory ranks of riders are shrinking, but a privateer can go out and buy an RM250 or 125 and make it go fast. There's Matasevich, and he's running about third. Yes, Matasevich is third. And they go for the contingency. It saves them from the $500,000 salaries of some of the riders, which Johnson was, they say, was making $1 million 2 or 3 years ago, Ricky Johnson. Instead, Suzuki decided to spread the wealth around and put up a lot of contingency, millions of dollars in contingency. That's why you see guys like Antonez switching and Larocco switching from Yamaha to Suzuki. Antonez, number 60 in front. Followed by number 10, Mike Larocco, the Rock of LaPorte, Indiana. That's a lapped rider between second and third. It is, a moment ago, as I went by, Matasevich running in third spot. We'll check it and see. Washougal, Washington, ladies and gentlemen. AMA National Motocross Championship, 125 class. Here's Larocco. Mike Larocco went by on the inside around Antonez, where Antonez did not expect it. I said there was a lap rider. I think that is Chad Peterson running in third spot. Do not have a listing on him. But it is number 10 at this point, Michael Larocco III. LaPorte, Indiana, number 10. Larocco's 5'10", 160 pounds. He's a snow skier. He rode a factory Yamaha, actually a factory support ride last year. Switched to Suzuki this year on a Pro-Am type basis. Larocco is 19 years old. Antonez second, 801 third, and that is number 20, Matasevich in fourth spot. Cooper running about seventh now at this point. But I think Cooper's chances for a sweep here today have gone up in smoke. That's Matasevich, the Chicken Man, running in third spot, number 20. Matasevich has a turbo Porsche and a Toyota four-wheel drive and spends $10,000 a year on insurance. True story. He did the Matasattack video, the moto video. Jeff Grubert interviewed him, and he said, yeah, I spend 10 grand a year, and it's to go to drive 2 cars. A lot of people don't make that much. Matasevich does not have the greatest driving record in the world, we might point out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the battle on. It's Larocco in front. Antonez running second, and in third spot now is Matasevich. That little tricky part of the track, that's where Bale crashed before, seems to be giving the riders a problem. There's Cooper. Cooper moving up. Cooper got a bad start, but Kudrowski crashed in the first turn of the first lap. Mike Kudrowski, defending champion. And Cooper now is starting to make a move, starting to move into the top 5. But I think it is too little too late, but Cooper, never count this kid out. He does not know when to quit. Matasevich moving up. Cooper right behind Matasevich. Look at this. Number 8, Damon Bradshaw, also into the top 5. Cooper up to about 4th now. There's number 10, running in the lead, Mike Larocco. Here's a good shot of Larocco. Excellent camera crew here. Excellent camera work. Power Sports Video. A very warm day, but look at the lack of dust. There's 10, Larocco. Big lead. Larocco's just got it, just stretching it out. Meanwhile, holy Toledo, Cooper has gone to second. Guy Cooper, I don't believe this. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not believe this. Cooper has gone to second. He has passed Matasevich for second, and Matasevich is ticked off. Cooper was running 8th and suddenly has rocketed into second spot. And Larocco has been warned by his mechanic that number 4 is closing. That's a lap rider between them. There's Cooper, number 4, in second. Cooper is 28 years old. Larocco is 19. Guy Cooper got a bad start. He's not a tremendous starter. And he's worked his way up to second spot in his second and final 125 moto. Now the momentum, the pump he got from the first moto from winning has got to be figuring into this second moto because he's riding a hell of a race. Listen to the crowd. Cheer him on. Listen to him. Cheer on Cooper. A privateer with a little bit of support from Suzuki this year. And it has paid off. And again, I mentioned earlier, Suzuki has not won, believe it or not, a 125 national championship since Mark the Bomber Barnett did it back in 1982. And Cooper wants to give that number 1 plate back to Suzuki and pick up about $100,000 in cash for doing it. There's number 10, Larocco. Mike Larocco, 5'10", 160 pounds. He was runner-up in '89 in the West Coast 125 championship. Won 3 125 races in 1988. Was 250 AMA National Championship in 1987. Champion in 1987. But it is Cooper now. The crowd is watching. Number 4, Guy Cooper of Stillwater, Oklahoma. Second place. That'll give him a first overall if he wins, if he stays in this position. Can he reel him in? There's Cooper. There's a lapped rider between them. That's the lapped rider in the white jersey. I think it's 471. Guy Cooper running in second. Mike Larocco in third. The Rock of LaPorte, Indiana. The lapped rider, the slower rider, moves over and lets Cooper go by, and Cooper is riding a beautiful race. You know, Cooper's in incredibly good shape, very serious about training. Larocco, number 10. Blue jersey, yellow RM 250. In front. These are basically production bikes. The AMA outlawed works bikes about 3 years ago. A lot of people complained about that. Bob Hanna was one. He said people want to see exotic equipment. They don't want to see a biking by off the showroom floor. Well, that's not true. Crowds are up. Supercross races, crowds are up. And the average rider has a chance, more of a chance, certainly not an equal chance, to be on equal equipment with the pros. Cooper picking his way through the forest here in Washougal, Washington. Mike Larocco doing a beautiful job, but I don't know for how long. I would not have bet that Cooper could get up this close to him within striking distance. Rob Heeman, the Suzuki team manager, watching this little battle anxiously. Let's see if we can get a shot of the two of them, how close they are. Well, there's Kodrowski, number 1, and he crashed. He hit the back of Cooper's bike in the first lap and went down. Number 4, Cooper in second. There's your leader. There's a shot between them. We were talking about it. And there, look at the crowd. Cheer him on. Mike Larocco, number 10. Lands hard. When his head goes forward like that, it kind of indicates that he's getting tired. And he's taking a tremendous pounding on this very tough, difficult Washougal track. And Cooper is reeling him in. Look at this. Right on his back tire. Cooper on it like a Krishna on an airport traveler. And Cooper passes. Guy Cooper has taken the lead. I don't believe it. You got to think there's something wrong with Larocco's bike, although it was running fine when it went by us a moment ago. But Cooper has taken the lead. I don't believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, Guy Cooper heading for the checkered flag. He's got it. He has won both motos. He has won overall, and he has gone out in front. More importantly, he has taken over the lead in the 125 championship. Larocco second, Matasevich third, Ward fourth, and Damon Bradshaw on the Yamaha fifth. Incredible. Cooper in front.
To fresh with the 500 moto from Washington.
Down that not very long straightaway into the right-hand turn, it is Stanton and Ward battling up in front. O'Mara trying to break through into third. And one rider down. Triple-digit rider, Kawasaki, bites the dust. Dust becoming a little bit of a factor now. Look at this. It is hot and dusty here today. Hot and dry, I should say. The dust not been a factor until today, until now, this moto. This is the final 500cc National Motocross Championship, the final moto of today. Ward leads the championship by winning the first moto, and there's Stanton, and Stanton is out in front. Now, this is exactly what happened on the first moto when Ward went out in front, and Stanton had to chase him for the whole moto. Who's in second? Jeff Ward. Well, surprise. Who was in third? I don't know. They're so far back. It is Stanton in front and Wardy in second. Different style. Notice that. Stanton 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. Ward about 5'8", 160. They have different riding styles entirely. You can watch and learn a lot from a video show, moto, on how to ride yourself. And every top rider has a collection of videos in his home, and he watches them when he's not racing. Believe me, this is true, and a lot of riders are watching this show right now. Jeff Stanton, Sherwood, Michigan, in front. Jeff Ward, Mission Viejo, California, now living in Capistrano Beach, just down the street from me, only he's got a lot higher mortgage payment. He's got a house that looks like a Holiday Inn. He just finished it not long ago, and he lives in Capistrano Beach, California now. Watch the different styles, the totally dissimilar styles of Stanton and Ward. Wardy has the lead. He with 20 points from the first moto. Stanton is second with 17. And let's see what happens now if Wardy can now reel in Stanton. Johnny O'Mara is running third. And Ricky Johnson is somewhere in mid-pack. We have the report from Nate Rauba of Cycle News that Ricky got a terrible start, and has not been practicing starts lately, and he is about mid-pack. Ricky Johnson, probably not going to be a factor here today. But Jeff Stanton is, make no mistake about that. Beautiful day here at Washougal. The crowd's perhaps evenly divided between Ward and Stanton. And Wardy now reeling Stanton in. Can he do it? Can he pull it? Can he pass him? He goes to the inside. Stanton stays to the outside. Stanton is not an easy man to pass. Here's Ward. No, Stanton shuts him off. And Wardy knows that if he hits that rear wheel of Stanton, he will be down instantly. Take out that front wheel, and Wardy will be taking a soil sample of this rich Washington soil. The blood red Honda against the lime green Kawasaki. O'Mara into third. Johnny O, the O show. Interesting story with O'Mara. We'll talk about it in a minute. Let's watch this battle now. Wardy on the inside. Does he get him? Wardy has taken the lead. Now it's Stanton's turn to play catch-up. He is right on the back tire of Jeff Ward. And anything can happen, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are professionals, each earning six-figure incomes. They're not going to do anything stupid. Well, I don't think they're going to do anything stupid. The second and final 500 moto. And Wardy has gone by Stanton and taken over the lead, and he is starting to pull away. The question is, can he hold on to that lead? Wardy said this is a tough, very difficult, rutted, bumpy track. He says, that's what I like. So Wardy is holding on to the lead, and Stanton is now trying to play catch-up. Ward's starting to pull away now. Will it be a Kawasaki sweep for Ward? Cooper won both the 125 motos, remember. Taking over the lead, and Bale is out with a broken arm. The 125 championship. That will probably do it for the Frenchman. Tough break, too. He's been a fierce competitor all year long. Well, are we seeing a replay of the first moto in which Ward got out in front and Stanton seemed content to sit in second spot and bide his time? Now, the way the rules are, if Stanton wins the second moto and Ward is second, even though their points are tied, Stanton will be the winner because he won the last moto. But if Wardy wins, obviously he will be the winner overall by virtue of the fact that he has won both the motos. Good shot of Wardy. There's a section where Bale bailed out earlier and broke his arm. I don't know why, he just went down. Jeff seems to be putting a little distance and time between himself and Stanton. It's Dave Arnold who just walked out there and yelled at Stanton. That's the Honda team manager, Arnold, who's a racer himself, races the Baja 1000. And he was yelling something at Stanton. I don't know what he was saying, but we'll see if it had any effect on Jeff. Well, it looks like it did because Stanton is coming right up behind Jeff Ward now putting the pressure on. That might have been what Arnold was telling him. Keep the pressure on. They go through the ruts, and there are lapped riders ahead of them. And here's Stanton trying to pass. Right on the back tire of Wardy. Stanton, like they lit a fire underneath his butt. And he is putting the pressure on Wardy, and he's going to pass. Let's see. Yes, Stanton has taken the lead. Listen to the crowd. They're cheering him on. Stanton suddenly came alive. And now Wardy has got to play catch-up. But Jeff Stanton is on the gas and starting to pull. Well, I can't say he's pulling away yet, but he is certainly looking strong. Look at the crowd cheer him on. And look at Stanton pull away. Yes, now he is pulling away from Ward. There's an old joke going around one time when Lachine was riding for, I believe, Yamaha at the time. There's O'Mara, and O'Mara's running third. And Lachine is notorious for running hot and cold. When he is on and wants to win, there is no one who can touch him. But when he doesn't want to win, I could beat him. And there was a word one time that Kenny Clark, when Lachine was on a Yamaha, when Lachine was not doing well, walked out and waved a contract at Lachine while he was on the line. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what the story was, and Lachine got the word and started going faster. I don't know what Dave Arnold said, but suddenly Jeff Stanton, this young gentleman, number 2, is definitely increasing his velocity. Wardy knows that if he finishes second, he will have second overall, but he will be, and this is important to remember, that Wardy will be tied with a first and a second, 20 and 17 points respectively. Both Ward and Stanton will be tied with 37 points apiece. But let's talk about prestige and winning this race overall, and you can bet the factory's got their ads ready to go on whoever wins this race. There'll be full-page ads in Cycle News and everywhere else they can think to put them to tell that Ward or Stanton won it. And right now, Stanton is in control. Jeff Stanton began riding motorcycles 6 years old. He began racing at 7. That's exactly what Ward did. Back he was about 4 or 5, actually, when he started racing mini-cycles. He won $50,000 for winning the Supercross Championship. Stanton did now in 1989. He was runner-up last year to Wardy, to this young gentleman. Well, we're down to the final couple of laps. And the question is, can Wardy reel in Stanton? And I got to say, Stanton's looking awfully good, but I was wrong before about Cooper coming back. But look at the lead now. Stanton has over Ward. There is Stanton. There's Ward. Getting kind of close. No? Different shot. Here's Stanton. Here's number 2, Jeff Stanton. There's Wardy, another Kawasaki rider. I was mistaken. That was a Kawasaki rider running second, but he was lapped. It is Stanton firmly in control on the blood red Honda. These 500cc bikes put out well over 15 horsepower. They weigh about 200 pounds. It's like the power to weight ratio of a top fuel dragster. You ever ride one? Let me tell you, they will put the fear of God back in you. These guys are not fearless at all. Wardy going after Stanton, but I don't think there's enough time. I could be wrong. Stanton looking good, not making mistakes, not wobbling at all, coming down, completing control on the jumps. No mistakes at all. Here's Wardy. Leaping a little farther, but I think it's too little too late. It looks like Stanton's going to go for the gold on this one, and that'll get him an overall win. Jeff Stanton, if he continues on for a few more moments. White flag, 1 lap to go. And Stanton is in control. Now Wardy, that normally acts like a red flag does to a bull and reacts to a white flag and starts to come alive, but he has not done it so yet. It is Stanton in control. There goes Stanton up the uphill. And Ward is nowhere in sight. He is in second, but out of our sight. O'Mara third. It is Honda, Kawasaki. And Stanton looks behind him. What the hell happened? Where'd Wardy go? He waves to the crowd. He knows he's got this one wrapped up. He's still looking around. He still can't figure out what happened to Ward. And Jeff did not go down. He just slowed down. Stanton's not slowing down at all. He's still on the gas, heading for the checkered flag. And taking the accolades of the crowd, and a well-deserved round of applause it is. He waves to the crowd. Look at him. You know a rider's confident there. He's waving and cheering, and the crowd loves him. Almost 12,000 people here at Washougal. There's Wardy in second. And Stanton takes it home. And there's Dave Arnold, says, you did it. I don't know what he said, but whatever he said, he better remember those words. Ward second, O'Mara third, Fisher fourth in the Kawasaki, and Ricky Johnson, not bad.
Well, I'm out here to win. You know, I'm getting paid well for it. You know, if I do win, and also I'm trying to get good practice. I'm going to the Motocross of the Nations, and I want to be ready for that race. That race is probably going to mean more than any other race that I've ran, and I want to be prepared for it. And so does Yamaha.
Yeah, it's, you know, Cooper has about 60 points on me right now, and that's quite a bit. But like we've seen in last weekend, you know, anything can happen in any race. There's still 10 more motos, 5 more races left, and you know, every time you go out is a chance, you know, something could happen. So it's not done until it's done, and you know, hopefully I can pull it off still. 60 points is quite a bit, but I'm going to work hard, just like as if it was just 5 points, or you know, if I was in the lead too. So it's going to come down to a good race.
125 moto on the line, and it is muddy and wet. The rain letting up a little bit. Now Schmidt got the whole shot in the first moto. Let's see what he can do now. Donnie Schmidt, the world champion. First race in the United States, and whoa, Nelly, there goes Schmidt. Larry Ward for just a moment got in front, and then Ward went too wide, and it is Donnie Schmidt of Bloomington, Minnesota. We should see him coming around. There's a rider down, 3-digit number, getting a little bit of lesson of riding in the mud. And here comes Donnie Schmidt. 16, number 16, Donnie Schmidt, Bloomington, Minnesota, on a Suzuki. 1991 RM 125, and that is, looks like Larry Ward behind him. Yes, Ward on a Suzuki in second spot. Donnie Schmidt. Larry Ward getting a little sideways there, showboating a bit. That could be dangerous if Larocco is moving up as hard as he looked to be moving. Whoa, Ward lands kind of hard. And there's number 1, Kudrowski, running in third, Mike Kudrowski. So it is Schmidt in front, then Ward, Larry Ward, and then Kudrowski. And looks like Larocco moving up. You will see the motocross riders glued to their television set watching races like these, because they learn exactly what it's like to race. There's Larocco trying to move up, number 10. He's got to get by Kudrowski, and then by Ward, and then by Donnie Schmidt, and that's going to be tough. I don't think Larocco can do it, but don't count him out. He's tough. Larocco right there, number 10. Coming up, he is out of LaPorte, Indiana, Midwesterner, 5'10", 160 pounds. Was on a Yamaha last year, switched to Suzuki this year. A lot of money put up by Mark Blackwell at American Suzuki. There's number 4, Cooper, and Cooper is in mid-pack. He is out of the race unless he can pull off a miracle. Went off the track, terrible start, went off the track. Jean-Michel Bale out with a broken arm, suffered a couple weeks ago, and that put Cooper up in front, and Cooper has been looking really good, but until today, he's not looking good at all today. The riders to watch, number 16, Donnie Schmidt, they're ripping off a tear-off. Number 17, Larry Ward. Number 1, Kudrowski in third, and Mike Larocco is number 10 and moving up. Beautiful camera work by our Power Sports Productions crew here today on a very difficult day to film when you've got it raining as hard as it has been today at Minnesota, Millville, Minnesota. Schmidt and Ward, and I don't see anything happening. No changes there. Schmidt getting a little bit crazy coming out of that turn. That's where Jeff Ward crashed earlier. It's like a lapped rider between them. Schmidt, 16 rather, and Ward, number 17. Kudrowski running third, and last we checked. Larry Ward suddenly reeling in Donnie Schmidt, and you got to wonder, because Schmidt is used to the longer motos, the 40-minute motos plus 2 laps in Europe. He's in incredibly good shape. At least that's the report we had after winning the World Championship August 6th in Portugal. Donnie Schmidt in front. He should not be getting tired, although I'm not sure how much mud racing experience Donnie Schmidt has had, and this mud will sap your strength. Here's Kudrowski running in third. So it is Suzuki, and Honda, 1, 2, 3. Donnie Schmidt could be a little nervous racing in front of a hometown crowd. He's right down the road at Bloomington. Won the first moto decisively and wants to do the same thing here. The mechanics there giving the riders the signals, letting them know where they are in the track. There goes Kudrowski in third as Ward went by in second. Donnie Schmidt leaping through the whoops, putting that RM125 exactly where he wants it with the precision of a brain surgeon. Kudrowski now moving up. Here's an interesting development. Kudrowski moving up behind Ward. Right behind, look out. We'll see what happens now. There's Kudrowski. And there's, oh, and he has passed. And what happened out of our sight? Kudrowski goes by in front and has taken over the lead. Let's check as they come around. There is Schmidt and there is Ward. It is so muddy, ladies and gentlemen. It's so hard to read the plates. There's 17 Schmidt. Let's see if we can get a reading here. It looked like Kudrowski had taken over the lead, but let's check now. That's a lap rider. That flag, the blue flag there, means move over. Get out of the way. They're coming through. 17 Schmidt looks to be in front. Let's check now. It's hard to tell because these number plates have been getting so muddy. That's number 10, Larocco, who has suddenly become a factor in this race. And Larocco's in the middle of the fray now, moving up. Up the long uphill, Schmidt leading, and we're kind of confused as to who is in front. Whoa, and a rider goes by, and that is Larocco. Larocco has gone by Schmidt, but what happened to Kudrowski? And apparently Larocco has taken over the lead, and I'm not sure what happened to Kudrowski for a moment there. He appeared to go out in front. But it is Mike Larocco of LaPorte, Indiana, the Rock of LaPorte in front. Was running fourth for a while, and then some kind of a mix-up out of the side of our cameras. And Larocco finds himself out in front, and Larocco is on a Suzuki. And the checkered flag falls. Let's check the board. Larocco, yes, Ward second, Kudrowski third, Schmidt fourth. They switched it all around there in the last laps.
The 500s roar into action in part 3.
Over 60 miles an hour, ladies and gentlemen, as they throw it sideways into that first right-hand turn. And a number of riders forced to the outside. A couple riders down did not get their numbers. The only thing we know for sure is Stanton is in front. Power Sports Productions of California, AMA Motocross Action. Larry Huffman on the microphone. And here they come around, and here comes Jeff Stanton in front. Johnson was running about third as they went by a moment ago. Let's see if we can catch up to him. Johnson says, I love the whoops. Make it rougher. I like it rougher. He's got it rough and muddy today, and a banged-up wrist that he suffered this spring. Re-injured that wrist this spring. Stanton won the first moto, remember. There's Jeff in front, number 2. And that's Wardy in second. And Johnson in third, followed by Honda privateer riders Dean Matson, Jimmy Button, and Jason Buttle. And I don't know who Jason Buttle is or Jimmy Button. I know Dean Matson, but it's Stanton in front. And here comes Wardy. Johnny O'Mara running in 6th spot, and he's on the gas. But right now it's Stanton in front. And Wardy, you saw him right in the corner of your screen there, coming up behind Stanton. He does not want to let Stanton take over the lead, and he has got to pass him if he wants to at least keep it a tie. 20 points for a win, 17 for second. And here comes Wardy on the back tire of Stanton like a Krishna on an airport traveler. Wardy is a seasoned veteran of motocross. He has been riding for 20-some years. I've told you before, he's born in Scotland. His dad, Jack Ward, brought him over here when he was 4 years old. Actually, he started racing when he was 4 years old, started racing mini bikes. And Jeff Ward is tougher than a $2 steak, let me tell you. But Stanton's tough also, and he's got the Honda factory behemoth behind him. Roger DeCoster, the overall manager there of Team Honda, and he's taken Stanton under his wing. They want that 500 National Championship away from Wardy. And Stanton on that beautiful CR 500, Liquid Cool 500 is out in front and trying to pull away from Wardy. But Wardy is a bulldog of a rider, 5'6", 5'7", depending on which press release you read, about 160 pounds. Where Stanton, over 6 feet, about 180 pounds, built like a football linebacker. Two very dissimilar riders in style and in stature. Stanton in front, number 2 on the factory Honda. Supercross champion, 250 national champion, and he wants that number 1 plate in the 500 class. Jeff Stanton, 6 feet tall, 6 feet even. 180 pounds of sheer muscle. This guy is tough, and tough to pass too, we might add. The final moto of the day, at least the rain has stopped here at Millville, Minnesota. Stanton switched from Yamaha to Honda back in 1989. He won $50,000 for clinching the first Camel Supercross Championship in '89. Finished 5th at Oklahoma City on June 4th. Also won the '89 250 Championship. And was runner-up. That set number 2 plate to Wardy, and boy, that ticked him off. He wants that number 1 plate this year, and Wardy's determined to keep him from getting it. Well, let's see, that looks like number 13 running in 3rd spot, Ricky Johnson. Yes, indeed it is, and Johnson is still in the fray. Johnson hole shot of the first moto. Had 2 30-place starts last week at Washougal, Washington. Johnson was so slow you could have clocked him with a sundial. But today, Johnson is coming back. Stanton running in the lead. Jeffrey Ward in 2nd. The flying freckle, we used to call him. He doesn't like that. He's got a face full of freckles. But a seasoned veteran of the motocross wars for so many years. Wardy, 29 years old now. Still says, I can still win championships. I'm not giving it up. I'm Larry Huffman on the microphone. We understand we have a lot of fans in England watching this show. We send our best to you, and we hope you enjoy the action here on our Power Sports Productions coverage of the National Motocross Championships here in America. Ward has done a lot of work on his legs. Likes to half squat, do a lot of squats. It's 350 pounds he can half squat. And you only weigh 160 pounds. That's pretty impressive. There's Johnson in 3rd. Johnson has been beaten by Ward before and has beat him. I would tell you what Johnson has said about Wardy, but I can't say it on the air. Stanton, hole shot out in front. Wardy trying to reel him in. Ricky Johnson running 3rd. And O'Mara now up in about 5th spot. And here is Jeff Stanton, Sherwood, Michigan. 22 years old, just turned 22. Born on June 18th, 1968. 7 years younger than Wardy. As Ricky said earlier, and Matasevich kind of echoed it, it's like riding in sand is mud racing, and you saw Ward crash in the first moto, then go to the pits, rip his goggles off and get some more goggles back on. Came back in the fray, but's had a tough time, and Stanton is firmly in control in the lead. Wardy's got to pass him. The final moto in front of 10,000 fans here. Let's take another look at this. Number 2, Stanton, riding that, keeping his weight over the rear wheel like a buck and bronco. Makes it look so easy, and it is so difficult to do what these guys do through the ruts. Here's Wardy, number 1 in 2nd. Let's watch his style going through the same turn. Wardy comes up a little on the bike. The rear wheel seems to jump around a little bit more. Now remember, Ward is outweighed by about 20, 25 pounds. Stanton outweighs him. Same line, a little different riding style. It's kind of riding lesson, an example by our Power Sports Productions crew. Whoa! Stanton gets a little sideways, just keeps on the gas. Most mortals would back off, but Jeff stays on it. Johnson running in third. Jeff Stanton switched from Yamaha under the tutelage of, well, you've got a couple of managers there in the Yamaha camp. Kenny Clark, the overall manager, who was dropped by Yamaha about a year and a half ago. He originally hired Stanton, brought him in. Larry Griffiths, the current team manager for Yamaha, an excellent manager he is. Wardy trying to get up on Stanton. Wardy is slide. He'll wait till Stanton makes a mistake or looks at the part of the track that he thinks he can force Stanton into making a mistake. And they're coming into lap riders. That's number 18. They're lapping Fred Andrews. He goes right around him. Goes Stanton. Here's Wardy in second. Not a good moto in the first one. Wardy went down. Looking again at Ward. Slow motion look at Ward going through. Remember, Ward was a distant third behind Johnson in the first moto. So he's got to not only pass Stanton, but if he wants to hold on to that tie, Stanton has got to be passed by somebody else and finish third in the second moto. Jeff Ward, number 1, running in third spot. I checked that. He is running in second spot behind Stanton. He's not back. It is Johnson running in third. Number 13, Ricky Johnson. But Stanton is out in front, and that's where the action is. And Wardy cannot seem to reel him in. Riding through the mud, the blood, and the beer, and mostly it's the mud here at Millville, Minnesota. There's Stanton in front, number 2. Wardy in second. O'Mara moving up to about number 4 or 5 at this point, we understand. But at this point, it is Stanton, Wardy. Look at the different styles. Whoa, Wardy. Most people would back off, and Jeff just holds that throttle wide open on the KX500, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, goes over the top and stays on the bike. Relatively uneventful moto number 2. They came in tied, 47 points apiece. At this point, Stanton will have a slight lead in the 500 National Championship that he so desperately wants going out of Millville, Minnesota, if he finishes in this situation, in this position. Stanton, Ward, Johnson, 1, 2, 3, as we're coming to the final moments of this moto. The crowd cheering on Wardy, but I don't think he can catch Stanton. Got to be getting tired. I don't care what kind of shape you're in. A mud track literally saps and sucks the strength out of you. Each one of these top factory riders makes well over $100,000 a year. Big bonuses for winning both the individual motos overall and the national championship. And Wardy has built himself a house in San Juan Capistrano that looks like the Holiday Inn with his winnings. Drives a Porsche Turbo. And right now, I think he'd just about trade that Turbo to pass Stanton. But Jeff's not going to do anything stupid. If he realizes he's firmly in second spot, he's going to go for it and hold on to that second place. This is only round 2 of the 500 National Championship, folks. Number 34 is Ray Somo from my neighborhood of Capistrano Beach, California. He's way down in the pack, just lapped there. Situation like this, the best thing is sit back and watch them and just study their lines and study how they ride. Jeff knows he's got second wrapped up, sewed up, and he's not going to do anything to jeopardize that. Wait a minute, we just got the word that Stanton stole the back part of the track, and he is now in second. Wardy went by him. Stanton stalled his bike, was down for about 20 seconds trying to get the Honda, and here's your leader now. Jeff Ward has come out of nowhere in second and taken over the lead. But remember, he was third in the first moto. So Johnson has got to pass Stanton, and they are teammates if Ward is to hold on to the tie. What a tough break. Here's O'Mara in fourth. At least that's the report we've got, that O'Mara's running in fourth. But Stanton is running in second spot, Johnson third, and Jeff Ward is in control in front. Here comes Wardy, number one. Went past Stanton when Stanton handed it to him. He stalled the bike, and Wardy went by and is out in front in the lead. What a tough break for Stanton. Here's the checkered flag coming out, ladies and gentlemen, and Jeff Ward takes it. Talk about just hanging in there until something happens and somebody makes a mistake. Well, that's what happened. So Stanton second, Johnson third, Johnny O'Mara fourth, rounding out the top four. New York and the U.S. National Motocross Championships of the 125 title and the hotly contested 500 National Championships. Hello everyone, I'm Larry Huffman for Power Sports Productions of California. It is a beautiful day here in the Hudson River Valley of Binghamton, New York. It is called the Broome-Tioga Sports Center Track, and that's a mouthful, I'll tell you that. But a lot of fans, approximately 10,000, are out here today to watch the superstars of motocross do battle on this very beautiful track. Let's look at the standings. The 125 class, Guy Cooper in the lead. Mike Kudrowski, last year's champion, in second. Bale in third, but Bale is out with a broken arm. And one of the riders to watch today, Mike Larocco, fresh off a win at Minnesota.
What are you looking for today?
I'm looking for, my second win. I felt pretty good in practice, and, I guess we'll have to see what happens.
This week, I just hope to get a good start and ride like I have before Minnesota.
We're ready now for the start of moto number 2 in the 125 class. Mike Kudrowski won the first one. We'll see if he can do the same in the second. The track being wet down because it's getting a lot drier as the sun comes up here. And the riders are set, so we're ready to go. 30 minutes plus 2 laps. Kudrowski trying to close in on Cooper's lead, and here we go. Down that long straightaway they fly into the first right-hand turn. It is, oh, wait a minute. A number of riders are down. We saw several down. Kudrowski, Cooper, Karsten Matasevich, Dubak also went down, and it is Jeff Emig, the Kawasaki rider, in front. Whoa, we've got a whole new ball game here, folks. It looks like Kudrowski and Cooper both went down, and they are out of the race. And it's number 36, Jeff Emig, in front. Emig out of Independence, Missouri, on a Kawasaki. And running in second spot, that is Ronnie Tishner on a Suzuki number 6. And there is Matasevich, number 20, coming back into the fray. Matasevich was part of that chain reaction collision in front of. We really didn't see what happened. We just got the word that a number of top riders are down. But we understand, we've just got word that Kudrowski has got back up and is running 6th. And look at this, Tishner takes the lead. Ronnie Tishner, number 6, out in front. Second place, number 36, Jeff Emig. A beautiful Sunday afternoon here at Broome-Tioga Sports Center in Binghamton, New York. Larry Huffman on the microphone. And here comes number 17 moving up, Larry Ward, as Ward goes into second. The pressure being put on number 6, Ronnie Tishner, by number 17, Larry Ward. Tishner and Ward, Suzuki factory riders, in front. Emig running in third. A battle royal going on in front now. Tishner goes to second. Ward goes to the lead on the inside. The beautiful pass by Larry Ward on the inside, going around Tishner and taking over the lead. But Kudrowski is coming on like the Israeli army and moving up into the top 6 now. Mike Kudrowski. We'll watch for Kudrowski. What a Cinderella story that would be. Larry Huffman on the microphone. And it is number 17 still holding on to the lead. Larry Ward, 20 years old, going around a lap rider. Look at the ruts developing. Up the uphill, the crest, and the highest part of the course, and then back down again, and doing a beautiful job. But getting pressured now by another rider behind him. I don't believe it. It is Kudrowski has fought his way to second. I thought that was him, but I wasn't sure. Kudrowski has gone from 20th, literally dead last, and has fought, scratched, and clawed his way up to second spot behind Ward. I don't believe this. There they are on the top of your screen. There is Kudrowski. And there is Ward. And look at this, the crowd coming alive as Kudrowski has done almost the impossible. He's gone from 20-something all the way up to second and is threatening for the lead. Larry Ward has got his hands full now with a hard-charging Honda rider, Mike Kudrowski, right behind him. It is Suzuki versus Honda. Kudrowski all over the track, putting the pressure on Ward, trying to go to the inside, the outside. Ward trying to slow him down, trying to block him, trying to look behind him, trying to get eyes in the back of his head is Ward, but look at Kudrowski all over him. Kudrowski number 1, Ward number 17, and they're going at it hammer and tong. The second and final moto, and they're going for the overall, but if they finish in this position, unofficially, Kudrowski will still take the win. A beautiful block there, a brake block by Larry Ward. If they finish in this position, Kudrowski will take the overall. Unbelievable. In the first moto, Kudrowski won it. Larry Ward was second. And I stand corrected. If they finish in this position, let's look again at this attempted pass by Kudrowski. Goes to the inside. Now watch the braking of Ward. Look at him. Slams on the rear binder, locks up the wheel. And that's dangerous for Kudrowski because if he runs into him, he'll go down real hard. And Ward knew that. So we stand corrected. Ward was second in the first moto, which means that if he holds off Kudrowski, he will take the overall, and that's not going to happen because Kudrowski takes the lead. Mike Kudrowski has gone out in front, Ward in second, and Kudrowski is going for an overall. Mike Kudrowski was involved in a first turn crash on lap number 1, has come back and fought his way up into the lead. Unbelievable determination by this young man. He's out of Canyon Country, California, which is out on the desert, the edge of the Mojave Desert, and he takes it. Kudrowski takes home the bacon. Unbelievable. Kudrowski will take first overall and literally take away that lead of Cooper.
If you want something with a real vroom in it, watch the 500s in Part 3.
Again, Ward won the first moto. Let's see what happens here. He's got a 1-point lead unofficially as they go down that straightaway into the first right-hand turn. And Ward, he looks to be out in front. Let's check it. There goes Ward on the inside. He's got another rider on the outside, and that is Ray Somo of Capistrano Beach, California, a privateer. Well, this is a surprise. Ward running second. They go up the uphill. Johnny O'Mara up toward front, but it's Ray Somo in the biggest race of his life out in front. Number 34, Somo. And in second spot is Wardy. Now, Wardy will probably sit back for a little bit and watch what happens with Somo, because Ray's a good rider, but certainly not the caliber of Jeff Ward, at least yet. And something can go wrong, and the dust is coming up. Somo could make a mistake, and Ward could find himself down and out. Here's Ward passing him. Well, make me a liar, Jeff. No, and Somo takes it back. Ward passed in midair, and Somo stayed on the throttle as the dust becomes a factor now. So it is Ray Somo in front. Ward running second, looks like O'Mara third, and Johnson and Stanton running behind them. Now, and they're beautiful pass. Wardy outbreaks Somo on the inside, a precision pass. And Jeff Ward goes out in front. Somo has got to go to second. And going up the uphill looks like O'Mara, then Johnson, and then Stanton behind them. There's Wardy, number 1, in front. And Somo running second and providing a bit of a problem for both O'Mara, number 9, and Johnson, number 13. They can't get around this kid. Shouldn't someone tell Somo he's supposed to move over and let the big guys go by? Well, they forgot to tell Somo. It's Wardy in front. He won the first moto. Let's see if he can do the second one. Somo. I can't believe Somo holding off Johnson and O'Mara. Look at him. Look at him right there. There's Somo on the left. And O'Mara right up behind him. Somo blocks him beautifully. Here it is, the battle for second. Somo lands, wobbles. That's usually an indication he's riding over his head. That could be a problem for both O'Mara and Johnson if they try to pass him. Somo could take him out. Up the uphill, Wardy in front. And there is Somo in second spot. And there's Wardy. Whoop, we got some changes now. Johnson has managed to get by Somo, and here is Stanton moving up to about 4th or 5th. We'll have to check as they come around. But right now, Wardy has got Johnson on his back wheel. Ricky Johnson, number 13, still suffering from that broken wrist incurred earlier this year at Daytona. We're watching Stanton now, moving up. But in front, it is Ward and Johnson, 1 and 2. And here comes Wardy. And behind him, Ricky Johnson, number 13. Yep, Johnson right on his back wheel. They have had an interesting rivalry over the years, Ward and Johnson. Johnson has switched from Yamaha to Honda. Ward has always stayed with Kawasaki since the beginning of his career and has rewarded Kawasaki with virtually almost more national wins than any other rider. He's the only rider to win in all classes in the United States, Jeff Ward. Look at Johnson, slams into Wardy there, just slightly hits him, just nudges him. Wardy stays upright. Wardy is a cool character. He will not be flustered by Johnson. Winding their way down the downhill, it is still Jeff Ward and Ricky Johnson running second. Johnson goes wide, Ward goes to the inside, Stanton trying to move up. Johnson catapulting himself around, trying to go around the outside. Again, Johnson over 6 feet tall, Ward about 5'7", 5'8". Here's Johnson on the inside. Ward says no. A hot knockdown, drag-out brawl here in this second and final 500 moto. There's Ward, and there is Johnson behind him. And Stanton has moved to third. Wardy looks around him. He's got 2 Hondas right on his back tire. And now Wardy tries to pull away, and Johnson goes to the outside. The left-hander, Wardy catapults over the jump. Johnson behind him and still in midair. With Johnson is Stanton. Stanton right behind him in third. Now remember in the first moto, it was Jeff Ward with Stanton second, Johnson was third. So Johnson really doesn't have a shot at an overall win. But the second moto was Stanton should pass Ward, and Ward finishes second, and Stanton finishes first, and Stanton will take the overall. And more importantly, hold on to the points lead. Look at these guys snap at Jeff Ward, and there's a pass! No! For just a moment, Johnson had him, and Ward says, you're not going around, you big boob. And so Jeff Ward holds on to the lead here at Binghamton, New York. On a beautiful Sunday afternoon, you're seeing some of the best motocross in the world. All 3 of these guys, members of the Team U.S. and the Motocross to Nations competition. And here goes Stanton. Whoa. Stanton won by Johnson, and Johnson's head spun around like the little girl in The Exorcist. And now Stanton is going after Ward with a vengeance. Jeff Stanton on Ward's back tire, going after him. Well, not quite. Wardy trying to pull out a lead. He knows now that Stanton's behind him, or he will know very shortly when his mechanic signals him. And he passes. Stanton passes Ward and takes the lead. Oh, they run into each other, and Stanton's knocked off the track. Ward slams into Stanton and forces Stanton off the track. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to professional wrestling. Let's see it again. That's Stanton on the left, Wardy coming up behind him. Let's see what happens to Stanton. Comes back, tries to come back to the inside and cut Ward off. Ward hits him. There was no place for Jeff to go. And Stanton finds himself in the cheap seats. And Jeff Ward is out in front and looking to be in full control today in this race. Jeff Ward, Team Kawasaki, the Flying Freckle, is out in front. Drives a Porsche Turbo, 930 Turbo. He has made a lot of money in his racing career. He is a millionaire. And let me tell you, the ladies like Wardy. I'll tell you that. He's a bachelor and one of the most eligible ones, too. As are most of the riders. I've been with Wardy in some interesting situations before. All right, now Stanton coming back into the race in second spot. Let's see what happens. If you want to be sure of one thing, you be sure that Stanton is madder than hell right now, and he wants to get Wardy and take Wardy out or beat him fair and square. Here goes Stanton. Now Stanton now shifting to sixth and going for the gold. Going after Jeff Ward, going into high gear. Just lap number 63. Stanton's mad. You can tell. He is real determined, going after Jeff Ward. Whoa! What happened to Wardy? Jeff Ward runs into another rider and is down, and that gives it to Stanton. What the heck happened? Ward was trying to pass Ray Somo, who led earlier, and ran into the back of Somo and went down, and Stanton is out in front, and Jeff Ward finds himself in second spot. So Stanton, who gets knocked off the track, let's look again. Now that's Somo on the right, and here comes Wardy trying to outbrake him where he passed earlier and runs right on the back of Somo and over the handlebars, and you'll see Stanton come by in just a moment. Wardy picks up, and here comes Jeff Stanton and says, whoopee! And Wardy gets up right behind him and goes after him. But I don't think Stanton's going to be passed unless something happens. He is out in front in the waning moments of his 500 National Moto. And Jeff Ward has got to settle for second and second overall. If they finish like this, anything can happen. You've seen it happen. Jeff Stanton, number 2, heading for the checkered flag. And there it is, and he's got it, and an overall win. Wardy won the first one, Stanton won the second one, but overall goes to Stanton. O'Mara third, Bowen fourth, Gene Nomick on the Kawasaki Privateer finishing in fifth. Welcome to motocross action at Steel City, USA, the Steel City Nationals at Delmont, Pennsylvania. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Huffman to call the action today for Power Sports Productions. We go to the pits and a former superstar in motocross, Bob Hanna.
No, it's been running a few years. It's fairly fast and smooth. It's got some double jumps in, so it's kind of half supercross, half outdoors, and real fast. And today it's real fast and real slippery.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some privateers that are from the New York area that ride in the mud a lot, and the Michigan area. There'll be some privateers up there, but although they might be able to ride the mud well, 30 minutes out here, it's almost going to be a 40-minute moto because it's 30 plus 2 and the laps are almost 4 minutes long. So a real long moto today, so you'll see a lot of people tiring in the mud.
There's a lot of places on this track today. There's a lot of downhills, uphills, a lot of off cambers. And you're just going to have to be really, cautious on your braking, not to brake too, soon, then you're coasting. And it's pretty fast. A couple fast sections with a couple doubles, and there's a lot of tricky sections on the track.
Look at the crowd. They are waiting anxiously to see what happens in the second 125 battle. And here we go. Down that straightaway into the short left-hand turn through the mud. It looks like Mike Larocco, no, Emig, Jeff Emig on the Kawasaki in front with a bunch of Suzukis behind him. And Larocco's one of them as they go down that long, long, long straightaway. And winding their way around, the rain has stopped. It hasn't really rained during the race, but it is extremely muddy, as we've been talking about all day long. Looks like up in front, Emig and Larocco on the Suzuki. Cooper and Kedrowski also running among the top 5. There's number 6, Ronnie Tishner, and he's back around 6th or 7th spot. That's Jeff Emig on the factory Kawasaki in front, trying to hold on to the lead. And a slew of riders stretch out behind him. But Jeff Emig, a young Kawasaki rider, and I don't have a whole lot of information on him, leading some of the best 125 riders in the world. It looks like, is that Kedrowski running in 2nd spot? We'll check as they come by our cameras. Belmont, Pennsylvania. The Steel City Nationals. Kedrowski won the first moto. Cooper suffered a broken bike. There's Emig flying through the air with the greatest of ease. And that looks like, yes, that looks like number 1 national championship, Mike Kedrowski in 2nd. Chasing him. It is Kedrowski in 2nd. It is slick. Big, heavy downhill. In fact, several heavy downhills. And Cooper trying to get into the fray, but it is Emig holding him off right now. And that looks like Buddy Antunez in 3rd. Possibly, it's hard to read the number plates. Looks like Antunez running in 3rd, or Larocco. Could be Larocco. Well, he just went to 2nd. Hot and heavy action here in the 2nd and final 125 moto. There is, looks like number 34. And that's Ray Somo in the middle of the pack. And there goes Cooper flying over and staying upright. Cooper going after him. That's Jeff Emig now falling back in the fray on the Kawasaki, and Cooper coming on like a man possessed. There's Cooper, number 4. And Cooper is trying to move out in front. That's Mike Larocco, number 10 in front. Okay, we got a confirmation. Then in 2nd spot, 36, Jeff Emig. Then looks like Kedrowski. Then number 6 could be Tishner. And then 60, Buddy Antunez. Cooper is in 3rd and closing on Emig. Here's a battle. Cooper has got to get by Emig. Remember, Cooper scored no points in the first moto because he broke. He has got to get past Emig and go for the lead. Cooper all over the track on that RM 125. Mike Larocco, the Rock of LaPorte, Indiana in front, number 10. Mike Larocco the 3rd, to be exactly correct. Jeff Emig on the Kawasaki in 2nd. And Guy Cooper going like a man possessed in 3rd. Mike Larocco, 20 years old, out of LaPorte, Indiana, 160 pounds, 5'10". He switched from Yamaha at the beginning of this year to Suzuki. And Suzuki's put out a tremendous amount of contingency money. And got a lot of people on yellow bikes, too. Let me point that out. Larocco in front, Emig running 2nd, and here's Cooper. Oh, and Cooper almost goes down. Cooper almost goes down. Emig looks around at him, and now Cooper comes back, and he's mad. And Cooper goes to the inside, and he passes Emig. Yes, Cooper has taken second place over Emig. And Emig's going to try to go back and take it back as Kudrowski tries to get in the middle of that battle. They come to the downhill. There's your leader, Mike Larocco. Cooper drives Emig to the outside. Emig comes back to the inside. A knockdown, drag-out brawl for second, and Guy Cooper so far is holding on to second with his fingernails. Ronnie Tishner running back about fifth spot. Mike Larocco in front. Then number 4, Guy Cooper. And here's a bit of a battle between Emig and looks like Kudrowski for third. Yes, Kudrowski moving up. And then Tishner right behind them in fifth.
Watch Tishner's coming right up there too in fifth.
Exciting motocross action in a very muddy track, and the ruts are getting deeper. Remember, we've had one 500 moto, and it's taken a lot of mud and rearranged it. Here goes Cooper, and he's got the lead. Guy Cooper went by like Superman over Mike Larocco, where Larocco did not expect him to pass, and it is Guy Cooper in front. Now, the question is, will Larocco try to put the pressure on Cooper, or will he try to block number 1, Kudrowski, providing Kudrowski can get by Emig? So the whole complexion of this race has changed as Guy Cooper has taken the lead, Larocco second, Emig third, then Kudrowski, then Tishner. Guy Cooper, number 4, in front. Mike Larocco 10 in second. Kudrowski, number 1, trying to go around the outside of Emig. Jeff Emig, he's carrying number 36. Led now trying desperately to hold on to third spot. Delmont, Pennsylvania, Steel City Nationals. Now Cooper, who's riding with a vengeance after breaking the drain plug on his RM125 in the first moto and losing all the oil and seizing the engine, is determined to put a hell of a show on right here, and that's what he's doing. And Emig is doing an excellent job, too, of holding off Kudrowski. Kudrowski is ahead unofficially of Cooper in the points, with Cooper not finishing, but it's too close to call, and we'll wait till after this moto and give you a complete update on the point standings. Remember, Cooper had to chase Bale. Bale broke his arm. Cooper took the lead. Kudrowski came out of nowhere, was way down in points, and started coming on. Cooper and Larocco, 1 and 2, factory Suzuki riders. And there is Kudrowski. Michael Kudrowski, number 1. And he is running in third at this point. But there's Cooper, the man of the hour right now in front. It'll be interesting to look at the points after this moto and figure out exactly who's where. I don't know if Cooper can hold on to the lead. Power Sports of California bringing you this exciting motocross action. I'm Larry Huffman on the microphone. There was an interesting move by number 17. I don't know what exactly he was trying to do, but he seemed to try to go around the outside. Larry Ward, who's back. Let's see. Let's check the standings where Ward is. Larry Ward is running in 6th spot, battling Emig at this point, trying to get it to 5th. Here's Cooper, about to lap another rider and looking for that checkered flag, which should be coming out fairly soon. Cooper holding on to the lead. Larocco holding on to second, and Larocco's not pushing Cooper. at all, and he shouldn't. He's a teammate, and Cooper's got a chance to win the overall championship, which a Suzuki has not won since 1982 when Mark the Bomber Barnett did it. So Larocco is primarily playing tail gunner and protecting Cooper's rear end at this point. He's not going to push Cooper. If he did, Ron Heben, the Suzuki team manager, would be very upset with Larocco because they had a terrible first moto with Kedrowski winning after Cooper broke. Iron Men of motocross. Iron Men on their steeds of steel here in Pennsylvania. The Steel City Nationals. Suzuki, Honda. There's Kedrowski in third, and there is Cooper in front. And there's the checkered flag, and Cooper takes it, and he's happy. He turns around, gives a high sign to Larocco. So Guy Cooper, after a terrible first moto, takes the win in the second moto. Larocco second, Kedrowski third, Tishner fourth, and Jeff Emig, who finished fifth but led for a while. Not too bad at all for Mr. Emig.
Get saddled up with the big boys and the 500s in part 3.
Okay, the second 500 moto on the line. Again, Wardy won the first one. 1 point now ahead of Stanton in the overall standings. That's unofficial, and here we go. Let's see what happens. Boys, side by side around the turn. It looks like 3 or 4 riders way out in front. And one of them is Stanton. And looks like O'Mara and Johnson. And Wardy right behind them. All right, Jeff Stanton says, I'm back, and I'm going for it this time. Wardy's not going to hold on to that 1-point lead. It is Stanton in front. Let's watch what happens. Can he hold on to the lead? He's tough. Johnson and O'Mara right behind him, and Wardy threatening already. But it is Jeff Stanton, number 2, who wants that number 1 plate away from Wardy in front. And there's Johnson running second, and there's O'Mara running third. And Wardy moving up. And here comes Stanton. Bit of a battle there for second as Johnson tries to hold on. He's got a pair of Kawasaki riders on his back wheel. And it looks like, well, Johnson's holding on to second. Stanton in front. That's the battle right now as Jeff Stanton starts to pull away. And look out, because here comes, it looks like Wardy into second. Meanwhile, your leader is Jeff. Oh, and Stanton is down, and down hard. That was Jeff Stanton, the leader, and he landed on the second jump, and he is shaken up. He's wobbling, and that gives Ward the lead. Again, let's look. Look in front. Went down hard. The bike slid out, and he was slammed down to that dirt, trying to get up, and Stanton comes back in, but he does not look normal. Let's see what happens if Stanton can stand the race. He's passed by Ward, by Johnson, and by O'Mara, and by, well, it looks like a bunch of riders. So Jeff Ward has taken over the lead. That's what he did in the first moto. He went out in front and held it. And that's what he's doing right now. A tough break for Stanton. And I don't know why he went down. Looked like he landed a little bit weird off a second jump. Front wheel just kind of washed out, and that was it for Stanton. But he's still in the race, but going very slowly. There's Johnson, and there's O'Mara running third. And looks like Bowen coming up in fourth. But that's unofficial. Could not catch him as he went by. Meanwhile, it is Wardy in front. Wardy shifting in midair. He is a master of that KX 500. He's a master of just about anything he wants to ride, Jeff Ward. Johnson holding on to second, number 13. O'Mara running in third. Look at Wardy just poetry in motion. You can learn so much by watching these guys ride. And all of them have videos of the races, and they study them. And it's an excellent way to get sharper. Just watch what they do and how they move their bodies around. Johnson now turning up the whip and coming on to Wardy. Look at this. We may have a race between Johnson and Ward. O'Mara sitting in third. But it is Jeff Ward at this point in front. I'm Larry Huffman on the microphone on an overcast, rainy day here at Delmont, Pennsylvania. Johnson, the big man from El Cajon. We went to Japan together in 1982 for the first ever Supercross in Japan. O'Mara almost goes down. Johnson was an 18-year-old kid, wet behind the ears, but he blew everybody away. Won the race over the best riders in the world. And told the Japanese how to run the race at it. Blew them away when he did that. Ricky Johnson, 18 years old, so this is how you do it. Okay, here comes Stanton, still in the race. I don't know how long, but he looks to be okay, and he's on the gas. Jeff Stanton has come back in the race after taking a very bad fall and is back in about mid-pack. And looks like O'Mara went down, and he gets back up again. Johnny O. O'Mara is a triathlete. He runs marathons, very slender, very low percentage of body fat. He's rides bicycles extensively, as do most of the riders, and swims. A triathlete, Johnny O'Mara. Meanwhile, Jeff Ward is in control, complete control in this second 500 moto. And again, you don't see any showboating. Wardy just gets out in front and stays there. Looks around behind him, and Johnson is running second now. Ricky Johnson, O'Mara third. Stanton is mid-pack. Jeff Ward, number 1, Johnson, number 13. And the O Show, number 9, Johnny O'Mara. O'Mara from Simi Valley, California. Wardy from Capistrano Beach. And there is Stanton, and that's looks like Brian Lunas or Dave Arnold talking to him. And he looks to be out. He looks to be groggy, like he'd been hit with a Mike Tyson right. And it looks like Stanton is through for the day. Tough break for Jeff. And Wardy now starting to wave to the crowd, and he knows that Stanton is out. Johnson has kept him in sight, but he's still got about a 10-second lead over Ricky. And that's it. Wardy takes it. And the word we have is they are taking Stanton to the hospital. Possible concussion. So Jeff Stanton is out, and Wardy goes out in front, and it looks like Wardy is on his way to another national championship. Johnson there, you see him on the screen, finishing second. O'Mara third. Keith Bowen on the Tough Racing Kawasaki fourth, and Kurt McMillan on a private Honda finishing fifth.